Hello students, in our social science, let us begin our history unit 2 lesson. The name of the lesson is the extension of the British rule. In this unit, we have to learn these important points. First one, Anglo-Maratha Wars. Second one, the consolidation of the British power. Third one, no succession rights for the adopted children. Fourth one, subsidiary alliance. Fifth one, Anglo-Sikh wars. Today, let us start the first important point, Anglo-Maratha wars. In the first unit, we have discussed about Carnatic wars. Through Carnatic wars, the English had made other European countries not to challenge them in India. They gained complete political control over Bengal through Battle of Plassey and the Battle of Buxar. By 1765, they had gained control most of the eastern parts of India. Since the Marathas and Mysore states were dominant in southern and western part of India, the hold of British was restricted to Bengal and Bombay regions only. Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan of Mysore, along with Peshwas of Marathas, were the only impediments in the path of expansion for the British. The others were Sikhs in the northwestern region. Among the Sikhs, Ranjit Singh, who emerged in the later part of the 19th century, was a formidable opponent to the British. He was successful in organizing the Sikhs. The British also waged repeated wars from the mid of 18th century to mid of 19th century to extend their empire in India. Apart from this, they also annexed various kingdoms with cunning policies like subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse. During this period, the British waged 3 Anglo-Maratha wars, 4 Anglo-Mysore wars and 2 Anglo-Sikh wars. From this unit, let us start discussing about Anglo-Maratha wars. In the first Anglo-Maratha war, which was fought from 1775 to 1782, the Marathas instilled Shah Alam II back on the throne of the Mughal Empire in Delhi. Shah Alam II was under the care of British after the defeat in Buxar war. Here is a photo of Shah Alam II. Now, the emperor gave Kora and Allahabad to Marathas, which he had earlier given them to the British. This resulted in the enmity between the Marathas and the British. During this period, death of Maratha's strong man Madhavrao Peshwa was a major setback to the Marathas. Here is a photo of Peshwa Madhavrao. Though his brother Narayan Rao came to the power, he was murdered by his uncle Raghoba, is also known as Raghunath Rao. This resulted in the infighting for the Peshwa post. The Maratha Federation brought Madhavrao II of Narayan Rao to the post of Peshwa. Upset with this development, Raghoba approached the British for support. The British thought of exploiting this situation in their favor. A long war was waged from 1775 to 1782 between the Marathas and the British. Initially, though, the Marathas gained upper hand. Later, they had to lose Allahabad to the British. The Maratha Federation, unable to sustain the war with the British, finally they entered Salabai Agreement and ended the war. According to Salabai Agreement, Madhavrao II was named as the Peshwa. Like this, the first Anglo-Maratha war ended by signing Salabai Agreement, and Madhavrao II was named as the Peshwa. Let us discuss about the role of Lord Wellesley. Lord Wellesley, where he was ruling from 1798 to 1805, and he was responsible in order to introduce an alliance known as Subsidiary Alliance. According to this important alliance, why he has introduced? Because he wanted to make an expansion of British rule. So, the expansion of the British Empire took place in a large pace after the arrival of Lord Wellesley as the Governor General of India. By this time, the powerful states of the Marathas and Mysore had become weak and the expansion was easier. Lord Wellesley followed three policies to expand the British Empire in India. They were: 1. Subsidiary alliance, 2. Waging war against new states, and 3. Administrating the states directly that were under the control of the British. Here is a photo of Lord Wellesley where he introduced subsidiary alliance in India. So what is the meaning of subsidiary alliance? Subsidiary alliance was introduced by Lord Wellesley. He brought this policy into effect in 1798 in order to bring the Indian states under control. This was basically a military protection agreement between the English East India Company and the Indian states. Let us discuss what are the important conditions of subsidiary alliance. First one, the Indian king had to keep the British army in his kingdom. Secondly, the concerned state had to bear the expenses of the army and the wages of soldiers, and also had to give certain revenue lands as well. Thirdly, the king has to have a British resident in his court. Fourthly, the king could not appoint any other European without the permission of the British. So these are the four important conditions of the subsidiary alliance. Fifth one is, in order to enter any agreement or pact with any Indian government, they have to take the permission of the Governor General. So that was mandatory. And sixthly, in return of all these services, the company would offer protection to the state from any internal or external aggression. So these are the fifth and sixth important conditions of the subsidiary alliance. The British could place Indian state under their control through this policy, and maintain of the army became easy. The Indian states were subjected severe economic exploitation. The Hyderabad state was the first state to enter this subsidiary alliance agreement. Later, Mysore, Awadh, Tanjavur, Maratha, Pune, Berar, Gwalior and other states entered this agreement. This is the map of India, and where we can see the particular dark blue color where they have shaded is the Maratha province. To conquer these particular places, the British declared 3 Anglo-Maratha wars. This is the map of India, and where you can observe the places where it was conquered by the British: Awadh, Indore, Hyderabad, Tanjavur. Berar, Pune, Gwalior and all these places where they are conquered during the subsidiary alliance. Like this, today we have discussed about the first point, the Anglo-Maratha Wars. So after the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, what was the condition of India? Then we have discussed about Anglo-Maratha War. First Anglo-Maratha War from 1775 to 1782 between the Maratha chiefs and the British. Then the role of subsidiary alliance introduced by Lord Wellesley and the conditions of subsidiary alliance. Next one is Second Anglo-Maratha War. Second Anglo-Maratha War fought between Marathas and the British. It happened from 1803 to 1805. So what are the important reasons for the Second Anglo-Maratha War? The differences among the Maratha chieftains was the main reason for Second Anglo-Maratha War. An enmity broke out between Yashwantrao of Holkar family and Daulat Rao of Scindia family, along with Peshwa Baji Rao II. So all these three are the enemies where they are fighting for their expansion in the Maratha kingdom. In 1802, the army of Holkar defeated the army of Scindia and the Peshwa. The Peshwa appealed for help from the British. Lord Wellesley finally got an opportunity to meddle with the affairs of the Marathas. The Peshwa entered the subsidiary alliance system by accepting the Treaty of Basin. So, like this, Peshwas signed a treaty to end the Second Anglo-Maratha War, that is known as Treaty of Basin. So, what are the important results of the Second Anglo-Maratha War? The Maratha families like Holkar, Gwalior and Bhonsle formed an alliance opposing this particular treaty, that is Treaty of Basin. Lord Wellesley defeated the armies of various Maratha families from 1803 to 1805, but his battle thriftiness increased the financial burden on the company. On being criticized for this policy, Lord Wellesley resigned from his post and returned to England. This resulted in peace in the region. Like this, Second Anglo-Maratha War fought from 1803 to 1805. The competition which was undertook between the three important Peshwas, Yashwantrao of Holkar, Daulat Rao of Scindia, Peshwa of Balaji Rao II, and internal wars also which was fought between the important Holkar and the army of Scindia. So, in this period of time, Peshwas appealed for the help from the British. Then they forced to sign Treaty of Basin, and according to the Treaty of Basin, Peshwas have to enter by accepting the Treaty of Basin. And finally, there was a financial burden which was faced on the British company, and Lord Wellesley resigned from his post and returned to England. Today in History Unit 2, we have discussed the extension of the British rule. In that, first point, the Anglo-Maratha War. The first Anglo-Maratha War, causes and effects, and the second Anglo-Maratha War. First Anglo-Maratha War undertook from 1776 to 1782 between the Marathas and the British. Marathas installed Shah Alam II. He was under the British control. Later on, Madhav Rao II became the Peshwa, and he was murdered by his brother Narayan Rao, and Narayan Rao's uncle Raghoba or Raghunath Rao, and Narayan Rao also murdered by his uncle Raghoba. After the death of Narayan Rao, Madhav Rao II was appointed as a Peshwa. But Raghoba felt unhappy and he joined with the British and supported them. Then the Anglo-Maratha War continued between Marathas and the British. Finally, Salbai Treaty ended and Madhav Rao II became the Peshwa. So these are the main important causes and results of First Anglo-Maratha War from 1776 to 1782. We have discussed the role of Lord Wellesley from 1798 to 1805 and some of the important states where he conquered by introducing subsidiary alliance. The first state is Hyderabad, next Mysore, Awadh, Tanjavur, Maratha, Poona, Berar, Gwalior states. Next point is Second Anglo-Maratha War, which undertook from 1803 to 1805. The main Maratha chieftains, how they undertook a war between one another, resulted to undertake Second Anglo-Maratha War, and the results of the Second Anglo-Maratha War, and it was ended by signing Treaty of Basin. So these are the important points that you have to know under this lesson. Thank you, children.